Hi friends, this is Selvajang here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today the topic I am going to discuss about how we can create sub-interfaces in ASA Firewall. So in the previous video I shown I have connected the Cisco ASA Firewall to a non-manageable switch. And in this scenario I am going to connect the Cisco ASA Firewall to the manageable switch. Okay. And to the switch I have connected two PCs, PC1 and PC2. So PC1 will be in Vlan 10, the IP address 10.2. PC2 is in Vlan 20, the IP will be 20.2, and the corresponding gateway I'm going to configure in the Cisco ASA. How I'm going to configure is a single physical interface. I am going to break it up into multiple or segregate into multiple sub interfaces. So gigabit point 1 I'm going to assign VLAN 10 and the gateway will be 10.1 for PC1 which is in VLAN 10, and for gigabit point 2 this is the second sub interface I'm going to assign VLAN 20 and the gateway will be 20.1 which is the gateway for PC2 which is in Vlan 20, right? So that is the purpose of creating sub interfaces in ASA. It is more or less like creating a router on a stick in router. Assume a router as having a single interface. What we'll do, we'll create multiple sub interfaces, and each and every sub interfaces I can create the different VLANs and I can perform the inter VLAN routing. The similar like scenario I can create in Cisco ASA firewall also. So that's the scenario. So here Cisco ASA firewall, the physical interface gigabit 0 by 0 I connected to a Cisco switch, and to the switch I connected PC 1 and 2. So both these VLAN gateways, VLAN 10 and 20, I am going to configure in the respective sub interfaces. The only difference is each and every sub interface I will be assigning different VLAN, and each and every VLAN I will be assigning to a different security zone. And then finally, let us see how we can communicate between different VLANs, that is a inter VLAN routing, right? So now let us go to the configuration for a better understanding. So now let us go to Cisco ASA firewall. So I not configure anything. So first and foremost thing, since I connected the physical interface gigabit 0 by 0, first I have to activate this interface. Then I'm going to create the sub interface out of this gigabit physical interface, right? So sub interface is nothing but a logical one. Now let us go into create. So let us activate the interface. Interface gigabit 0 by 0 no shut. Then after that, out of this I'm going to create two sub interfaces, and each and every sub interface I will be assigning to VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 respectively, which will be the gateway for PC1 and PC2 which is in VLAN 10 and 20, right? So go to the configuration mode, interface gigabit 0 by 0.1. Let us assign to VLAN 10. Then let us name the interface. I am naming to inside 1. I'm going to assign a security level, say 80. Okay, so both the sub interface I will be assigning different security level, and both will be in a different VLAN. Then let us assign the IP address. So this IP is nothing but the gateway for PC1. Okay, so this for the PC1 which is in VLAN 10, this is the gateway. Then subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and let us activate this. Similarly, let us go to the second sub interface. Interface gigabit 0 by 0.2. Let us assign to VLAN 20. Let us name the interface as inside 2. Let us give us different security level. Let us name it as 90. Let us give 90. Then let us assign the IP address. This is nothing but the VLAN gateway for PC2 which is in VLAN 20. So 192.168.20.1, 255.255.255.0. Okay. Then now let us check the running configuration. So also keep it in mind, the physical interface gigabit 0 not required to configure any security level, because I am going to create the security level only in the sub interfaces. So right, a physical interface I segregate into two sub interfaces, VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and both are assigned a different security level, and both are in a different VLAN. So we have done with the configuration from the ASA firewall end. Now let us go to this particular Cisco switch, and this port I will be configuring as a trunk port. This gigabit 0 by 0, this is 0 by 1 and 2. This will be a trunk port, and this port I will be tagging in VLAN 10. This I will be tagging in VLAN 20. That is access port 10. This is access port 20. So let us configure. So this is Cisco switch. Go to interface gigabit 0 by 0. Okay. Switch port mode trunk. Okay, let us convert into switch port. Then let us enable the trunk mode. Switch port trunk allowed switch port trunk encapsulation dot on queue. Then let us convert into mode trunk, switch port mode trunk. Then let us transport this VLAN 10 and 20 across the trunk link. Okay, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10, 20. Okay, then do a no shut. After this, what I'm going to do, only I'm going to tag this interfaces. This is gigabit 1 and this is gigabit 2. Okay, I'm going to tag the interfaces. Go to the configuration mode, interface gigabit 0 by 1, switch port mode access. Okay, so let us convert in switch port and switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, similar way I have to configure for this particular second port which is in VLAN 20. Okay, so go to the configuration mode, interface gigabit 0 by 2, switch port access VLAN 20, switch port mode access. Okay, so I've done with the configuration and let us save the configuration. So now let us view the configuration, show running configuration. So what are things we have done is the gigabit 0 port we have configured as a trunk port and transported VLAN 10 and 20, and gigabit 1 is in VLAN 10 and 2 is in VLAN 20. Okay, so now PC 1 and 2, let us ping the individual gateway. Then let us check the inter VLAN routing. Let us go to PC 1. This is IPI configure. Let us ping the individual gateway. 10.1 I am able to reach from PC1. Let us check from PC2. Okay, so ping 192.168.20.2. let us ping the gateway. I am able to reach, but let us check the inter VLAN communication. So from PC2 I am able to reach PC1. From PC1 let us check PC2. So let us go to PC1. So 192.168.20.2. So still I'm not able to reach because the traffic, since each and every sub interface I assigned to a different security level, what I'm going to do, I have to configure a access list in this particular Cisco ASA firewall, and I have to allow this particular VLAN communication, right? So how we can do that? Let us go to Cisco ASA firewall. Let us create an access list. I'm going to allow only the ICMP traffic. So access list, the access list names out underscore in. Okay, extended permit ICMP protocol any source and destination I'm giving any. Then I'm going to apply this access list via access group statement. So out comma in interface, there are two interfaces, right? Inside one, so both the things I'm allowing, inside one and inside two. So only that much I'm doing. I'm just allowing as ICMP traffic and I apply to both the sub interfaces. So now let us ping from PC1 to PC2 and PC2 to PC1, right? So now let us here. So PC1 I am able to reach PC2 20.2 and PC2 let us check the PC1 10.2. So the inter VLAN communication is working properly. Since why it is not pingable is each and every particular sub interface I assign to a different security level, right? 80 and 1 is 90, and always traffic flows from the higher to the lower security zone. So because of that issue I need to specify an access list and I have to apply to the particular interface for the inter VLAN communication to work, right? So I hope you understand this. What are things I have done is a single interface I segregate into two sub interfaces, and each and every sub interfaces I assign to VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 respectively, and VLAN 10 and 20 I assign to the individual gateway for PC1 and PC2, and both I assign to a different securities level, right? Different security zone. Then we have allowed the access list for the inter VLAN communication, right? And this port I configured as a trunk port. This port is in VLAN 10 and this is in VLAN 20. Okay, so that's all about this video. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Thank you.